Hi everybody, it's me, Greg Manarino. How are you today? Alright my friends, we have to talk. A few things are going on here that are very important and must be understood. Let's talk about the markets today, specifically the paper markets regarding gold and silver. We saw a literal smackdown today with regard to these assets, if you want to call it that. Understand, we're talking about the paper market. I want to outline for you because I don't believe people understand how this all works. And let me just try to sum this up for you. Institutional investors and hedge funds are the ones that kind of really run and monopolize the paper markets regarding gold and silver, SLV and GLD. They do not reflect the underlying fundamentals as to what is going on with the real assets, gold and silver, not the paper stuff. This is why I'm out here virtually all the time telling all of you to take advantage of the suppressed prices in the paper market and acquire the real asset. At one point, people, you have to understand, there is going to be an unlocking or a decoupling between the paper market and the physical market. I outline this in my book, The Politics of Money. You have to understand the fundamentals behind owning these things in this environment are overwhelmingly positive. But the paper markets, which are monopolized and run by the institutional investors and the hedge funds, they can do anything that they want. But something else is going on here that's very ominous. Let's talk about the market today. If you were following the markets from earlier in the day, you would see the markets were positive. The Dow was up. Gold and silver took a pretty big hit. Now I'm talking about the paper markets again, okay? So, what ended up happening was you saw a sell-off with regard to the gold and silver, and then the market followed suit. What is going on here, people, is something I've been telling you for several weeks now. The market is ripe for a significant pullback. Hedge funds and institutional investors are dumping their paper positions in gold and silver. Why? They're trying to raise capital. They're going to take advantage of a market pullback. That's what's going on here. The mainstream media outlets will not tell you this. They're going to come out and tell you every other nonsense story that you can think about, and they're all wrong. They're all wrong. This is clearly a setup right now, okay? I've done videos recently telling all of you out there that if you have long positions in equities, you should be closing them, and closing them now. All right, the market is, in my opinion, going to roll over for several reasons. Let's go over them. Again, for those of you that follow this blog, you know I have said that I do not believe the sequester is priced into the markets. I believe at this point we are going to go into sequester. That is going to put pressure on the markets. I believe because of actions today with the paper markets regarding gold and silver by the institutional investors and the hedge funds, they are on the same page as I am. They realize the market is going to sell off. This is going to happen very soon, people. The sequester comes up on the 1st. Understand that. You don't hear about it anymore. I pretty much believe it's a done deal. Can they come up with some last minute thing to kick the can down the road? Maybe they will. Maybe they will. But either way, it's going to affect the market. And if the sequester kicks in, like I believe it does, it will. And I also believe the institutional investors understand this. They're going to need to raise capital to take advantage of that. They're going to be taking up short positions across the board in equities. This is how it always works, everyone. Okay, they're going to be betting against any long positions that you might have. I will be doing the same thing. I want you to understand that. I know how these institutional investors work. For those of you out there that know what I'm about, who I am, and what I've done in the past, you understand where I'm coming from here. But understand this. I mean, I'm trying to warn all of you out there as to what is going on, and you will not hear about this in the mainstream media outlets. Let me just outline this again so you can get a better understanding. The institutional investors and hedge funds are now dumping positions